Star, the official newspaper of the Borough of Belmar, and the Asbury Park Press on March 22nd, 2024, and notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. Take roll call. Councilwoman Donovan? Here. Councilman McKinney? Here. Mayor Buckafusco?
Here.
Councilman Rondinero? Here. Councilman Levis?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's have a moment of silence for our troops, their families, and first responders. Thank you. I'm going to start tonight with 3 proclamations. So sit back and relax while we read the proclamations. Why don't we start from my right and we'll just...
Good evening, everyone. I have a proclamation tonight, 55th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, May 15th through 11th. Am I echoing a lot? Back up a little. Whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to ever be mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations, whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Belmar recognize the week of May 5th through 11th as 2024 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerk, April Claudia, and to all professional municipal clerks for their vital service they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent on May 7th, 2024. Signed, all of us.
I'm going next. I have the Public Service Recognition Week proclamation, which talks about my favorite people, public employees. So, whereas Americans are served every single day by public servants at the federal, state, county, and municipal levels, these unsung heroes do the work that keeps our nation working. And whereas public employees take not only jobs but oaths, and whereas many public servants, including military personnel, police officers, firefighters, border patrol officers, embassy employees, healthcare professionals, and others risk their lives each day in service to the people of the United States and around the world. And whereas public servants include teachers, doctors, and scientists, train conductors and astronauts, nurses and safety inspectors, laborers, computers, technicians, and social workers, and countless other occupations, day in and day out, they provide the diverse services demanded by the American people of their government with efficiency and integrity. And without these public servants at every level, continuity would be impossible in a democracy that regularly changes its leaders and elected officials. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Belmar do hereby announce and proclaim to all citizens that May 5th through 11th, 2024 is Public Service Recognition Week. All citizens are encouraged to recognize the accomplishments and contributions of government employees at all levels, federal, state, county, and municipal.
Good evening. This is a proclamation for Building Safety Month. Whereas the Borough of Belmar, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey is committed to recognizing our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And whereas our confidence in the structural integrity of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a U.S.-based organization that brings together local, state, and federal officials that are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, worship, and play. And whereas these modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from such hazards as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about critical role of our community's largely unknown protectors of public safety, our local code officials, who ensure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas Safety for All, Building Codes in Action, the theme for Building Safety Month 2022, encourage us to raise awareness about planning for safe and sustainable construction. I wonder if that's when it started. Career opportunities in building safety, understanding disaster mitigation, energy conservation, and creating a safe and abundant water supply to all of our benefit. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Belmar, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 as Building Safety Month.
Okay, let's move on to workshop discussion. Anyone have anything they want to discuss on the workshop? We just had a meeting, so there's probably not much more to discuss. Okay, let's move on to petitions.
I have not received any petition.
Reports of council. Councilwoman Donovan.
Thank you, Mayor. A reminder that Seafood Festival is coming up the 17th through the 19th. Please make sure and check that out. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful event, as always. On Wednesday, the 22nd, we will have a car show here in town between 8th and 10th Avenues. So please come out for that. Congratulations to Belmar Cares for a wonderful concert last night. We had wonderful musicians playing, and it was a beautiful event once again. So thank you, all of you, for putting that on.
Thank you.
The Silver Lake team had a wonderful meeting. Everything's wonderful tonight. Had a wonderful meeting. We had representatives from the Army Corps of Engineers, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protections, Rutgers, and representatives from Chris Smith and Sean Keene's office. We were joined there by the mayor and our borough administrator, Mr. Kane. We discussed both short and long-term approaches to improving Silver Lake and potential funding sources. The team took a walk around the lake. It was a really good experience, and we're hoping to have a really good base for future collaboration. That's about it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Kinney.
Thank you so much. I also was at the the Belmar Cares event last night. They were great. It was very well attended. So thank you so much for all of our Belmar Cares breast cancer survivor group for putting that on for us. A couple things around the schools. Last week was First Holy Communion for all our second graders in town. So congratulations to all the CCD kids and all the St. Rose Grammar School second graders for making their First Holy Communion. The 14th is 8th grade confirmation, so all the kids will be making confirmation on May 14th. And St. Rose would like everyone to know that the 15th, May 15th, is Dine to Donate, Portions of your check will go to the grammar school and the high school at any Surf Taco location. So if you're out at Surf Taco on the 15th, know that your dollars will be going back to the grammar school and the high school. Belmar Elementary would like you to know that this Thursday is their spring concert, May 9th, in the auditorium. And recreation, our next meeting is the 21st, but there's still sign-ups for kids' tennis, basketball, running club, and tennis camp, so check the website for that. And then our next ADA meeting is Tuesday the 14th in the library, and Shade Tree is this Thursday, May 9th. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rondinero.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to express my sincere gratitude for all who attended our First Responders Appreciation event last week. When you try something new, you're never sure whether it's going to flop or fly, and this one definitely flew. Thanks again to John Walsh for co-organizing this with me, and all of our borough employees and first responder departments for making this so successful and meaningful. Thank you to our police chief, Tina Scott, and our mayor for speaking at the event. I loved watching the young kids, especially the kids of the first responders who were there, enjoying the touch a truck, and in our case, touch a lifeboat or board a jet ski. My note to self for next year is don't order the whistles for the kids. It looked like a good idea online when it was silent. I loved the Belmar Cares concert last night. Thank you so much, and to the Wind Ensemble. And the Belmar Housing Authority. Yesterday I went to the Belmar Housing Authority meeting. The BHA will be going out to bid soon for work on the facade. Their engineer is working on reworking the specs to hopefully get lower bids so we can actually get the project done. The main elevator has new doors and is back in order. And in mid-June, I'm told a fan and some lighting will be installed. The Belmar Public Library. A reminder to those who, if you could bring in analog, mechanical watches, just your regular watches, not digital, to the library. They're working with high school senior Zach Levy and his organization Project Unhoused to distribute watches to the homeless individuals in the community. Saturday, May 18th at 11 a.m. will be their author time with Gregory Andrus, author of Portraits of the Jersey Shore. Let's see, Lewis just sent me something else too. The 2024 Beach Blanket Bingo Summer Reading Program is now open for registration. Parents may register their children to participate on the library's website, Instagram, and Facebook pages. There will be 2 kickoff events, Wednesday, June 12th, and Saturday, June 15th. So you can get more details on the library website. Also, there is a bilingual story time every Friday at 12:30. And there's stories in Spanish and English. Lastly, it's approaching graduation season for our high schoolers and families. The mayor and council are happy to offer our high school seniors a congratulations banner that will hang on the light posts with their names and picture on it for the 2nd year. This program is completely volunteer for students and their families who are interested, and you can absolutely opt out if you're not. This is for Belmar residents only, but includes students from all area high schools, including St. Rose, and I think we have a few RBR this year. I have a list of the students from those schools. Emails will go out tomorrow to the families, and I'll follow up with calls. The deadline to request a banner is May 21st. Any students or parents can also contact me at mrondinaro@belmar.com. Additionally, we'll be ordering some American flag banners, so come July 4th, our Main Street will look patriotic and festive. Thank you.
I have just one question on the watches. What if they aren't working, like they need a battery? That's
a great question. Bring them in anyway. They will put in new batteries for them, and they will check if you don't even know, like maybe this works if it has a new battery, bring it into the library, please. Great question.
Council President Levis.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything other than be careful if you're going to the beach and going in the ocean. I believe Water Rescue had about three calls last week. This is a real dangerous time. I was out today and the rip is really bad, so just proceed with caution. The weather's good, the beach is going to start to get crowded, so just be careful there. Don't go into an unguarded beach. That's it.
Okay, and I just have one reminder. There will be a COVID memorial plaque dedication on this Saturday, May 11th at 10 a.m. at the 3rd Avenue entrance to the beach. Okay, so if anybody's available, please stop by. for it's the Ramey's Heart COVID Memorial, which is the only nationwide COVID memorial that exists currently in the United States. So if you're out and about, stop over. Okay. Next we have the budget, 2024 budget. I'm going to turn that over to our CFO.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Always
Thanks, everybody. The 2024 budget has been a bit of a challenge to get it all put together in a timely manner for borough residents, but we've managed to take care of that. The total municipal budget, which is current operations, is $24,569,508. That is basically the general operations of the borough, but the borough is comprised of 4 separate funds, and the breakdown of the funds is the current fund at $24,569,507.82, the water sewer utility, which is at $4,143,473.80, the beach utility, $6,423,338, and the parking utility of $137,500. This is always an interesting process, and the state is not making it any easier for us. Our budget is under the 2.5% appropriations cap by $20,551, and the 2% levy cap by $13,056. The proposed tax rate for municipal purposes only is 51.3 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. For a home assessed at the borough average of $590,507, this represents an annual increase of $89 or $7.42 a month. Inflation, although it has moderated, is still an issue with year-over-year increases of 2.8%. And we're happy to report that the borough was awarded several new grants for 2024, including the Belmar Station Pedestrian Safety Improvement Grant at $484,680, Tourism Cooperative Marketing Grant, $10,350, Boardwalk Preservation Grant at $1,504,184, and Lead Paint Grant Assistance Project at $13,400. Most grants do have a matching fund requirement. The match is included in this year's proposed budget. The budget is made up of, obviously, revenue and appropriations, and our appropriations, there are some highlights. Debt service decreased from $2,452,198 to $2,058,225, and that is the result of retirement of some outstanding debt that occurred in 2023. Unfortunately, the rest of the news is not that good. Fuel costs increased from $1.5 million to $1.608. Health insurance costs increased to $2,484,000. EMS salary and wages increased significantly to fund the costs associated with the appointment of 4 new EMTs to adequately staff the service and increase salaries to enhance employee retention, which is a problem across all borough departments. Contractual costs of trash and recycling services increased to $415,800 and $205,000 from $324,600 and $182,000 respectively. And our appropriation, the reserve for uncollected taxes, has been increased to $800,000. This is prudent given the increase in our assessments. The current fund appropriations can be broken down into the following categories: other expenses, salary and wages, capital and debt service, shared services, reserve for uncollected taxes, library, deferred charges, and that comes up to the total of $569,507.82. Our revenue briefs, we propose to apply $3,035,000 from fund balance for the 2024 budget. In 2023, the budget, the borough applied $3 million from fund balance. This is an increase, obviously, of $35,000. And we're anticipating $445,164 in state aid for 2024, which is a slight decrease, $3,353 from prior year. Our revenues can be broken down into the following categories: amount to be raised by taxation, local revenues, fund balance, marina slip rentals, delinquent taxes, state aid, shared services, grants, construction code fees, and our total, again, is $24,569,507. The municipal tax rate will be 51.3 cents per $100 of assessed valuation, which is an increase of 1.5 cents or 3.01% from 2023. The average residential assessment, again, is $590,507. The average municipal-only tax per residential property is $3,029. And the average total tax per residential property is $8,497.65, which includes estimated county and school taxes and final library taxes. Our water sewer utility, their appropriations can be broken down similarly into other expenses, capital and debt, salary and wages, deferred charges, and the total is $4,143,473.80. Obviously, most of the revenue comes from water sewer billings at $3,346,000, and we're applying $797,473 from fund balance to come up to the total budget of $4,143,473.80. Beach utility, again, the appropriations can be broken down into salary and wages, other expenses, capital and debt, and the total of $6,423,338 is what the borough anticipates needing to fund the entire operation of the beach for the 2024 season. Our revenues, obviously, are significantly, most of the revenue comes from beach badge sales. We apply a certain amount of fund balance, and we have other miscellaneous to bring us up to the total of $6,423,338. Our parking utility is very cost effective. Our total breakdown is salary and wages, other expenses, capital and debt for a total of $137,500, and all of that revenue comes from parking fees. So essentially, this is the budget for this year. The budget has been submitted to, after introduction, is submitted to the State Department of Community Affairs for their review. And at this point, Mr. Mayor, we can open the public hearing.
If anyone has any comments, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address, and we'll be happy to try to answer them.
Hi there. Anne Marie Drzanovich, 11th Avenue. I just have a question about the capital expenses. Is there any allocation for capital expenses like repainting the water tower? It looked like there's zero in the water and sewer utility for capital, but maybe I didn't understand, the presentation. But is there a plan for capital expenses like that? And where can we find it?
Yes, and that would be funded by the adoption of a bond ordinance. It's not necessarily included in the budget at this point in time. The debt service on the bonds that would be issued to fund the project.
So it would be an unfunded project as of right now? Is that what you mean? Like, is it planned for? Is there?
It's on there is what they call an asset management plan in place for the water sewer utility, and the painting of the water tower is included in that plan.
And is that scheduled for this year?
Not this year.
Do you know offhand when?
I believe it's in for the 2025 portion of the asset management plan. I'm not sure of that, but I can get back to you with the answer.
Okay. Okay, that's my only question, just because it doesn't seem like there's the plan for it, and it really is an eyesore. And
I understand we do have a plan for moving forward with water sewer improvements.
yeah, okay. All right, thanks.
Anyone else?
I have a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I have a motion to table Resolution 2024-98, the resolution adopting the budget? We'll table that to the May 28th meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilman McKinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rondinero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council.
Thank you.
We're moving on to the public session for the
Resolutions.
Anyone would like to speak about a resolution listed on the consent agenda, please step forward, state your name and address. Okay. I have a motion to close the public session.
Motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt the resolutions as listed on the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondinero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
And last item is ordinance 2024-9. This is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 23, Garbage and Waste, Section 2.3, specifically bulk items. Can I have a motion to offer this ordinance for first reading and introduction?
Motion?
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman McKinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondinero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, now we're on to public session. Please remember to state your name and address before you speak.
Jim DiOrio, 217 8th Avenue. I have two questions quickly. I read last week that Seeger got their Phase 3 approval on affordable housing. Do we have any updates? Getting close?
They're still working on it. Getting close is probably a good way to put it. But you also have to recognize too, Seeger, I think, started that process like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So we're kind of playing catch up with that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely moving in the right direction at this point.
The article made it sound like Seeger hadn't done anything, and this was a big breakthrough. That's why I was asking.
It is a long process.
Yeah, okay. And the other question, this is kind of ancient history, like 4 years ago, before COVID, there was talk about developing the west side of Main Street between 5th and 6th Avenue, where the paint store is, and in light of the affordable housing, since that's a big plot of land, is there any discussion going on with that property?
I think when our redevelopment attorneys were here, they identified that that's one of the properties that is actually intervened into the lawsuit. So there is plans for that to be developed.
So, since we don't have a plan, they can't intervene now, or,
No, they have intervened.
okay, so we can't stop them, is that it?
That's it. Right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks. Any other comments?
Bring it down to my height. Conrad Zatella, 14th Avenue in Belmar. First, it's delayed. Thank you, Maria, for getting my husband's banner up for the military banner. And it was great. It was right on 13th Avenue. You couldn't get it any closer to our house if you tried. So thank you for your assistance in helping get that. Congratulations to April for all your accomplishments. You're definitely needed around here, that's for sure. And thank you for last night for letting us use the Taylor Pavilion. It was one heck of a concert. It was a full house, standing room only, and the two country girls have offered to do a concert for us, for our cancer group, and they said possibly in the fall, as long as they could use the Taylor Pavilion. And I said, well, when that time gets closer, we'll talk about it. But thank you so much for the use of it, and thank you to George, because he was a great help setting up, breaking down. It was just really good. We made out very, very well. Piano Plaza, I just went by there. The flowers that I put down for the second time are still there. And the pink lei that's up on one post is still there. I put so much pink duct tape on that it would annoy somebody if they took it down. I'd really like to know why and who that was removed the first time we did it, because we put a lot of time and money into doing that. And that was just a big disappointment to go there on a Saturday, and thanks to John Walsh, he had come over and he helped us put the banners up on the 4 light posts. But evidently he was taller than we were, so it was easier for him to put them up high. But that was just really, really frustrating to see that somebody would have the nerve to go and remove all that stuff. And like I said, I went back there yesterday morning, put down not as much, but pink flowers and another pink thing up on the pole. And on my way here, I noticed it's still there. So I guess we'll keep an eye on that. The stop sign, there's been an issue my husband asked me to mention about 14th Avenue and K Street. Since we had talked to the chief a couple times about it, we've noticed that there are 5 stop signs where the railroad and 10th Avenue is. If you go, if you've got the lumber store on the lumber yard on your right, the railroad tracks on your left, you're on that railroad avenue, you come to a stop. There's 2 stop signs. Then there's another stop sign because they have a little road that comes out. So there's 3. Now you get to 10th Avenue. There's 4, one in front of you, and right across the street, another one. That's 5 stop signs in not even a whole block. So what is the problem with getting a stop sign, another stop sign at 14th and K, when people, when they're driving, they look in front and all they see is the arrow. That's all they see. People have come to my house and I've said, you know, you just ran a stop sign. You're like, what stop sign? I was like, that stop sign on the right. Oh, we just see the arrows in front of us. Even if we can put a sign on the other pole, the one-way sign is on one pole. On the other pole, can we put a slow sign? Anything, something to make people slow down? We have so many kids on that block. I'm just afraid somebody's going to get hit.
Also, I mean, I agree, we'll take a look at that, but, you know, even in my neighborhood, I walk and I see people, they go right through stop signs, right through, you know, and I don't really know what more, you know, we can do in general in the town. It just seems that people they're in a rush to go places, you know, and I look at them, but I don't yell at them because, you know, I don't want them to come out and harass me. But, you know, it's a problem, but we'll definitely look at that corner again.
Yeah, if we can just,
Right.
even if we can put something that says slow, and if anything, just to slow people down, whipping around that corner. On 16th Avenue and L Street, if you're on L Street, now you're attempting to get to 16th Avenue, on the left is a house that had a big, like a holly tree. They cut from the ground up about 5 feet. Great, you can see the traffic going west on 16th Avenue. Now across the street, on the northwest side, is another holly tree. It's all the way to the ground, it's overgrowing over the sidewalk. So you can't see any traffic going east on 16th Avenue. And you have a car parked here, a car parked here, and you got enough room for one car to get out. So somebody coming in, I almost got hit last night, and I was like, all right, something has to be done. Can they, if the people on the left trim the tree from the ground up 5 feet, can't the one on the right do the same thing?
We'll have to have the code officials look at that, because there is, I was just looking at this in the code the other day, there are possible requirements that corner homeowners have to abide by in terms of visibility. So we'll have them take a look and see if
I'm just looking out for safety. Considering I almost got hit a couple times with somebody coming up 16th and getting ready to turn onto L Street, and I had nowhere to go, and I didn't even see them coming up 16th Avenue because the tree was there. So I'm just trying to creep out to see if the traffic's coming, and then you almost get hit. There's still no solution on those darn bushes on 13th Avenue and Highway 71. You still have to go across the crosswalk and onto the shoulder in order to see traffic going north on 71. It's 13.
Kyle, do you have an address for that one? Because Code did go out and look at it, and they weren't sure.
It's right on the corner of if you're on 13th Avenue, and you're right to the corner, across the street is a windmill, there's a house on the right, there's some land on the left, it's right smack next to you on the corner. Right smack next, it's right there.
and you're trying to make a right.
It's on the left. If
You're
you're,
trying to make a right off the 13th onto 71.
if you're on 13th and you got to 71, look to your left, it's that house right there. And the bushes go so far out.
East or west?
It's on the it's on the southeast corner. I don't know what the address is. But the bushes are sticking way out, and even if they trimmed them back some, just because you can't get,
Yeah, we'll send them there again.
you can't see traffic
Yeah.
coming down, now you have people crossing the street, so now you've got a chance, now you're in the walkway. So whoever's trying to walk across can't get there. So I'm just looking out for safety things. Safety things. And you answered one of my questions when the young lady spoke about the water tower. It really is ugly looking. So things have to take time to get done. I think that's about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you again
Yes.
for last night's use.
We need to get some more chairs, I think, because the band alone took 40 chairs. So they had so many people show up.
The band
So-
was like 26,
Yeah.
and then it was 30, and then 35, and now they're up to 40.
We're the victim of our own success.
Good problem to have.
People were bringing
These chairs to
Yeah, there were people standing, and people bringing beach chairs, and it was, thank you
And
again.
Kyle, I have to say, from the last time I heard them to the last night, I thought they sounded wonderful.
Oh, different
They,
conductor,
they really improved, so
different
they're really good.
conductor, a lot more rehearsals. They do really good. Of course, my husband couldn't play, so, but that's all right. But thank you again for the use of the Taylor.
Thank you.
And thank you for showing up.
Thank you, yes. I like the Philip Sousa marches myself, but
Claire Hayner, 18th B. On a totally positive note, the Lake Como, the walking path looks fantastic. The handicapped curbs look fantastic, or the ADA compliant curbs look fantastic, as well as all the painting of the lines on the Belmar side, not the Lake Como side, but the Belmar side, look fantastic. So, thank you.
thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Can I have a motion to close the public session and adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.